told your friend you're not okay, and tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way.
So you mentioned maybe the logo is blue instead of red. What do you think right now this logo conveys about Thomas?
It says traditional to me just because, again, I am more familiar with the blue one now. So I see the blue one as the more futuristic Thomas, where Thomas is headed. And I see the red as how millennials refer to the 90s and that kind of thing. I'm seeing that as the vintage one that eventually is on the t-shirts that people are looking for on eBay. I like that it is, and I'm not saying that to say I don't like the logo. I actually do. I like a vintage look. I think it makes it established. But that's just what I think of now since I've seen so much of the blue logo here in Virginia. So even our logo, you can see over here, we've changed it to blue with the Julie, whatever. That is, again, our supplemental logo. We haven't changed it completely. Ours is still our traditional logo, but we use this one appropriate.
If nobody knew anything about Thomasville buses and they saw this logo, what do you think it would convey to them about the brand?
I think they wouldn't know for sure it was a school bus. I don't know if that matters or not, but wouldn't necessarily know that they were a school bus dealer. It could be more general. Other than that, what do I think it conveys?
You know, there's there's the IC logo and there's the Bluebird logo. So if nobody knew anything and they saw these three logos lined up, would they get a different sense for the brand, do you think, just based on the logo?
I think they would, based on the Bluebird versus Thomas logo, in my opinion. The Thomas logo to me says, especially when compared to Bluebird, is, I don't want to call it old school. I don't want to say that at all, but I get more of a traditional type vibe versus the Bluebird one feels a little bit more contemporary to me.
Is one better than the other as far as that goes, traditional versus contemporary, the idea of that?
I don't think one's better than the other. If you ask me my personal preference, I would probably lean towards traditional, just because to me, traditional says time tested and proven, durable. Contemporary says we're testing this. But then again, I feel like I could be in the minority with that one. I feel like a lot of other people, I like kind of traditional, but I also like, I will also add that to me, contemporary feels clean, which I kind of lean that way in terms of design, that I like clean design. But in terms of logo design, I definitely feel like the Thomas one is more traditional in nature. I'm not saying I'm not a fan of it, but it always just kind of trips me out how one side of it is much longer than the other. I'm not sure that I get a vibe from that. I like it because it kind of reminds me of a license plate, honestly, a little bit, like how the top and the bottom work together. And again, looks to me like an emblem that should be on a vehicle.
Okay. Is it a mark that should be on an electric bus? I mean, I know you've got the Julie and all that, but when you think about just electric as a brand, generally speaking, does this feel like an electric forward brand?
Does this feel like an electric forward brand? Part of me says, should electric be more contemporary? Should it? I don't know. Maybe. To me, traditional says, we've been doing this for 100 years. We know what we're doing. We've been here for so long. Again, like, okay, we're the new kids on the block kind of deal. And, you know, we want to get our toes wet with this, whatever. And especially to me, and I know you're showing me this logo, but when you change the red to blue, to me, it makes it 1,000 times more contemporary. I think it does make it seem a lot more contemporary. And the international one, we didn't talk really much about that one, but that one compared to the Thomas one, I mean, quite honestly, I just don't like the international logo. It reminds me of a superhero. It's nothing memorable about it to me. Of course, the bird is memorable. The Thomas one just looks to me more like a car logo, quite honestly. Like it feels more like a vehicle type logo. The Bluebird one, I get a contemporary look from.
I know you told your friend you're not okay, and tell me what's wrong and why you never said you